Welcome to Story Time with Simona. My name is Amna Burki, and I am joining you from Winnipeg, Manitoba, in Canada. And today I'm going to be sharing with you one of my favorite stories. This is called The Gift of Wali Dad. When I was looking for stories from my culture, Pakistan and India, I came across this story. It's in picture books and it's also in Andrew Lang's collection, which is over a century old. And this is my version of this story. Long, long time ago, there was a little old man who lived in a simple mud hut. He worked as a grass cutter. He got up early in the morning, cut grass, bundled it up, and sold it in the marketplace as fodder for horses. Every day he worked from sunup to sundown, and he made 3 paise. Paise, that is money in that region. 1 paisa was enough for all his food. Another paisa was enough to meet all his other needs. And the third paisa, every night he saved it in a large clay pot that he kept under his bed. One evening, when he was putting that paisa away, he couldn't put it in. It was already full. He tried again, it wouldn't go in. And then he lifted that large earthen pot. It was heavy. And like it was the custom in those lands, he dropped it. The clay pot broke and it revealed lots and lots and lots of paise. He collected all of them, put them in a sack, and he decided the next morning he will see what he could do with all his savings. He had been saving for years. In the morning, he went to the marketplace, and there in the corner, he saw a jewelry store where a bangle that reminded him of his mother, caught his attention. It was intricately designed gold bangle with a large, shiny, shimmering red ruby in the middle. He went up to the jeweler and said, "Is this what I have? This amount of money, paise, enough to buy this?" And the jeweler handed him the bangle. Now, Wali Dad looked at this bangle. It was beautiful, but what was he going to do? He was a simple man with simple needs. So he went to his merchant friend, his traveling merchant friend, and asked him, "My friend, I just bought this large bangle, this beautiful bangle from all the savings that I've collected over the years. What should I do with it? And I don't need it. I'm a simple man with simple needs." Can you say it with me? I'm a simple man with simple needs. Well, the merchant friend said, my friend, why, if you don't need it, why don't you give it to someone else? And then Wali Dad asked him, "Well, my friend, who do you know is the noblest and the kindest woman on these lands?" And the merchant said right away, "It is no other than the kind queen of Khairistan, who lives 3 days' journey to the east." And Wali Dad gave him the bangle and said, "When you're in her area, please give this to the kind queen of Khairistan with my compliments from Wali Dad." Now, when the kind queen of Khairistan received that beautiful bangle with the ruby in it, she wore it. But she didn't know Wali Dad and she didn't know why he was being so generous to her. But she told the merchant, "Wait, before you leave, I want to repay this kindness. My land is known for the finest silks. I want you to take a camel load of silks from my land as a gift for Wali Dad." Now, when the merchant came back with the camel load of silks, Wali Dad said, "I didn't send the queen a gift so that she would return it with something more. What am I going to do with silks? I'm a simple man with simple needs. I work as a grass cutter and I need simple clothes, rough clothes. What am I going to do with silks? My friend, why don't you take 2 bolts of silk for yourself? But tell me, who is the noblest man in these lands?" And this time the merchant friend had to scratch his head and he said, "Well, it's no other than the young, kind king of Nekaban who lives 3 days' journey to the west." And Wali Dad said, my friend, please take the remaining silks and the camel to the king of Nekabad. Now, when the king of Nekabad saw those beautiful silks, he had never seen silks so delicate before. He wanted to thank Wali Dad as well. So he said, merchant, please take 10 of my finest horses with flowing manes for your friend Wali Dad as a gift to appreciate the silks that he has sent. Now, it was early one morning, and Wali Dad was still cutting grass. And then he heard his merchant friend approaching, and he looked up, and there he was with 10 horses. And he said, my friend, you're in luck. Look, I have not sold the fodder yet. I can feed all your horses. And the merchant friend said, oh, Wali Dad, I'm sorry, but these are not for my horses. These are gifts from the king of Nekabad for you. The king of Nekabad has sent me 10 horses. What am I going to do with horses? I'm a simple man with simple needs. I make a living selling fodder for horses. If I have to feed these horses, how am I going to make a living? Oh, my friend, this is getting worse and worse. What am I going to do? I know what you can do. Take 2 of the horses as a gift from me, but the rest of them, how many remaining? Yes, 8. 8 horses. Take them for the kind queen of Khairistan. Can you take them for the queen of Khairistan? Now, when the kind queen of Khairistan received those beautiful horses, remember how many? Yes, 8, with flowing manes, she was a little confused. This Wali Dad character was being overly generous. What was going on? So she summoned her ministers and asked them, what should we do? He keeps sending these gifts. What if we're not able to match them? And they said, well, why don't we do one thing? Why don't we send him a gift that he will never, ever be able to match? This will put an end to this. So, with that, would you believe they sent 10 mules laden with silver coins? And this time, when the merchant friend came to Wali Dad and he saw those 10 mules laden with silver coins, he said, don't tell me, are these a gift from Khairistan, from the Queen of Khairistan? Oh, this gets worse and worse. What am I going to do? I'm a simple man with simple needs. I live in a mud hut. What am I going to do with silver coins? My friend, I know I'm bothering you, but take 2 of these mules for yourself with silver on them, but the rest of them, please deliver them to the kind king of Nekabad. Now, when the kind king of Nekabad saw those, how many mules? 8 mules laden with silver coins, he summoned his ministers and he said, what is going on? This man keeps outdoing his gift from before. What are we going to do? What is he trying to prove? And the minister said, maybe there's an ulterior motive. Maybe he's trying to prove that he's more generous than you. Why don't you send him a gift that he will never, ever be able to match? And with that, would you believe? Would you believe they sent 10 horses laden with gold coins, 10 mules laden with silver coins, and 10 elephants laden with precious gems. Do you know what kind of gems they were on it? Yes, sapphire, diamonds, rubies, pearls, all those things. And when the merchant friend came early in the morning, the ground was shaking. And then Wali Dad saw a cloud of dust, followed by 10 horses, 10 mules, and 10 elephants carrying precious metals and jewels. And Wali Dad said, oh, my friend, he started crying. He's like, I'm a simple man with simple needs. What am I going to do? Oh, my friend, I know I keep bothering you, but this is the only solution I have. Take 2 animals each with the precious metals or jewels, but the rest of them, please deliver them east to the kind queen of Khairistan. Now, the kind queen of Khairistan was on her balcony, and then she saw a view that she had never, ever seen. She saw 8 horses, 8 mules, and how many elephants? That's right, 8 elephants, all laden with beautiful gems and precious metals, silver, gold, sapphires, rubies, what else? Diamonds, pearls. And she said, oh, she summoned her chief minister. She said, how is this even possible? We can't even match this gift. You told us last time that this would put in, when we send the mules with silver coins, that would put an end. We don't know how to do this anymore. What's going on? Well, the chief minister said, Your Majesty, a man who's trying to impress you with this much generosity only means one thing. Maybe he's interested in marrying you. Marrying me? I don't even know who this Wali Dad character is. Ask his friend to come before me. So the merchant friend was summoned to appear before the queen. And the queen said, Well, we already know your friend is very generous and rich, but what is he like as a friend? And what is he like as a person? And the merchant friend didn't know that the queen was asking because she might be interested in marrying Wali Dad. And he went on praising his friend. Oh, you don't know how kind he is. He takes care of everybody in his vicinity. He's my best friend. He went on and on praising his friend. And the queen said, Well, maybe he will make the perfect husband. Lead us to your friend. We will follow you in a caravan. And the merchant friend was so taken aback, but he couldn't back out of it. Now, one day went through the journey, another day, and on the second night, the merchant friend said, My queen, my majesty, please allow me to go and warn my friend Wali Dad that you're coming so that he's prepared for you. And she said, go ahead before us. That evening, when the merchant friend arrived in Wali Dad's simple mud hut, Wali Dad was sitting cross-legged on the floor, eating his dry roti, his dry bread, and sipping his lassi, his yogurt drink. And when he saw his friend, he said, come in, my friend. I can share my lassi and my roti with you. Come join me. And the merchant friend said, Wali Dad, this is not time to eat for me. I have something important to tell you. The queen, the kind queen of Khairistan is on her way. She'll be here tomorrow morning. She is interested in marrying you. And Wali Dad's lassi came. Oh, sorry, did I get some on you? All out. Wali Dad said, My friend, what are you talking about? I'm a simple man. Yes, that's what he said. What am I going to do with the queen? And when she sees me in this simple mud hut, what is she going to do to me? Oh, my friend, what have you gotten me into? What am I going to do? The merchant friend said, My friend, I will take care of everything. All you have to do is look, I bought you some clothes, fancy clothes, and a turban with a jewel in the middle. All you have to do in the morning is wear that and come out of your mud hut. I will have my men and women make this place into a tent palace city. It will look beautiful. You don't have to worry about anything. We will host her for a week. Just pretend to be this man. So Wali Dad was so exhausted just hearing that he fell on his bed, his charpai, and he fell asleep. In the morning, just like he had promised his friend, he wore those fancy clothes with embroidery on the sleeves, with fancy designs, and he put on that turban with a jewel in the middle. And he walked out of his mud hut. But when he looked, the whole area had been transformed. It looked like it was ready to host somebody from royalty. And there were people working everywhere, getting things ready. There was food cooking. And Wali Dad looked up and he said, Oh God, please show me a miracle. Send me a miracle to get me out of this problem. I'm a simple man with simple needs. What am I going to do right now? Well, just then he heard a caravan coming from the east, and it was the kind queen of Khairistan. But when he looked west, he heard another caravan coming, and the description matched the kind king of Mekabad. Those two caravans came right in front of each other. And Wali Dad once again looked up and he said, God, you've sent me a miracle. How did this happen? He walked up to the two of them and he said, To the kind queen and the kind king, allow me to introduce you to each other. I will host you along with my friend for a week. We will celebrate your stay here. Now, 4 days into those festivities and celebrations, the kind queen of Khairistan and the kind king of Nekabad fell madly in love with each other, and they decided to get married. Wali Dad hosted them for 3 more days with festivities, jubilations, everything that town was known for. And then on the last day, when they were leaving, he noticed that the kind queen of Khairistan had never ever taken off that original bangle that Wali Dad had sent her with the shimmering ruby, the shimmering red ruby. And he knew that because of his generosity, he had allowed two kind people to come together to form a bigger nation. Two kingdoms had become one. And this is the story of Wali Dad and his generosity.